thank the panel for being here. I had to step away for a few minutes. Secretary Chow was announcing some grants that were approved, and one of them happened to be something we've worked on for a couple of years. Involved $90 million to access Kennedy Space Center. So, you know, if we can't get there, if the bridge collapses, we don't have a space center. So, had to step away for a few minutes. And, you know, in Florida alone, the space industry the impact totals $19 billion, 130,000 jobs in our state. So it's really big. Space is important, but it's the commercial and civil space working together that really drives it, as most of you already know. Another driver is the Space Resource Utilization Act, which I introduced with Representative Kilmer in 2015, which is now law. And it allows for U.S. entities to retain the rights of resources they extract from celestial bodies, like asteroids. And it provides legal certainty for those who make significant investments to pursue space-based resources, like platinum, gold, and other high-value minerals. And think of it much as you would have the California gold rush, except this is in space. And I understand there was some discussion about that as to whether or not this legislation had any property rights claiming in it. And let me assure you absolutely, positively, unequivocally, beyond any shadow of doubt, it did not. It refers only to resources. And so, you know, we don't lay claim to any celestial bodies because of that particular legislation. And it's just cleared the air. I think that should be understood by everyone. Ms. Montgomery, in your testimony, you said that Space Resource Exploration and Utilization Act of 2015 resolved one half of the uncertainty by recognizing private claims to extracted resources. And would you say that this then has helped develop the commercial industry into what we see today?
I would say it has been very helpful.
Great.
So.
You can pontificate longer if you like.
All right, I will. No, I think that it has helped set to rest a lot of uncertainty that the private sector felt about whether it could legitimately claim it rights in the resources it worked to get. So, you know, the Moon Treaty is out there. The United States hasn't signed it, but it confuses people. And the ban on national appropriation also confuses people. So I think that what Congress did in 2015 really cleared the air. It was helpful.
Yeah, we hear from some great panels in this committee. I mean, I think this is the greatest committee in the world to be on. And here's some great, interesting, learned people. And we were told one time they think they've identified an asteroid with more platinum-based deposits on it than have been mined from the history, or on Earth during the entire history of man.
Wow. I
mean, that's a lot. And, you know, we know the environmental damage this mining does. And we know if we can pluck this stuff off an asteroid, you know, it's so much better for everybody. You know, win-win-win-win situation. Mr. Stallmer, would you say the law has helped develop the commercial space industry and what we're seeing today?
Yes. And I'll elaborate. I think your leadership and working with Congressman Kilmer was really breakthrough for the resources, in-space resources, and how we pursue that. And I really think the long-term impact of that type of legislation, we won't really see the benefits until years to come, but I think it was very foresightful on that legislation. So I think it will have a huge impact on the commercial industry.
Yeah, I remember hearing Neil deGrasse Tyson when he lectured here before we had him as a witness one time. He lectured in the Jefferson Building, and he said, you know, space is the only thing that we really spend money on, that Congress spends money on, that doesn't benefit us here today. That's really in the best interest of future generations, like planting trees, the shade from which you never expect to enjoy the shade. And I think that's great, and I hope that helps energize and helps interest more of our young people. Got 33 seconds left if anybody wants to weigh in on that.
We wrote a report recently at NASA's request on asteroid mining, and step 0 is knowing what the potential of asteroids is. But then there's steps 1 through 7, you know, from prospecting to getting to the asteroid, to mining it, to bringing things back, and there's a cost associated with each. And the trade-off that needs to be done is how much would it cost to get there and bring the material back, and if that a number is a positive number. So that's just something to think about.
Thank you. Time's expired.
Thank you very much, Mr. Posey. I agree. I think this is the greatest committee. Not only do we have space for fun, Mr. Weber, but we're doing important work and raising important questions. So the chair now recognizes Mr. Weber for